What's up, investors? I'm Chrissy with Wellspring Property Management, and this month's topic stems from my personal experience I had a few weeks ago on why everybody needs a plan B, whether it's in travel or in rental property ownership. So, like I said, a few weeks ago, I had to travel to my Southern California market, and I had the day planned perfectly. Everything was mapped out. Timing was tight, but manageable. The goal was simple: get done, drive back to Northern California the same day, and be home at a reasonable hour. The one stop at Verizon, what should have only taken 1 hour, turned into 4 stinking hours. And boom, just like that, the whole plan changed. I had to come up with a plan B, and fast, because sticking to my original plan would have put me on the road way too long, and I had absolutely no desire to be driving home around 2 o'clock in the morning. No fun. So that got me thinking about rental property owners, of course, because I always do that. Because owning a rental property is exactly like that. Sometimes you plan well and you can do everything right, and sometimes still things can take a little bit longer than we expected, and they force us to change course fast. The issue wasn't or isn't that problems are going to happen. It's the issue when you don't have a plan B. If you own a rental property, you need to assume that at some point something's going to go off track, because it always does. Not because you did anything bad or wrong, but just because being a landlord has moving parts, and at some point something will go wrong that you didn't plan for. A repair gets delayed, a tenant gives notice at a bad time, never a good time for that, right? A vendor can't get to the job as fast as expected, an application falls through, a turnover takes longer, an HVAC issue pops up during a heat wave, things happen. And when there's no backup plan, small problems become expensive problems. So, my first tip to having plan B is have a financial plan B. The first backup plan every owner needs is to have cash reserves. A lot of owners want the property to run perfectly every single month with no surprises. And oh my gosh, that would be so nice, but that's not how real rentals work in the real world, right? You need cash reserves for things like maintenance surprises, vacancy between tenants, turns and cleaning, utility overlap, unexpected vendor costs, and more. When an owner has no reserve, every repair feels like a crisis. Every vacancy feels personal, and every decision gets delayed because there is no room to move. That usually makes the problem way worse, not better. So, number 2, have a maintenance plan B. Your first vendor may not be able to get there. The repair may be bigger than they can take care of, or the part can be backordered, which happens a lot lately. So what's the backup plan? Do you have a clear process for emergencies versus routine repairs? Do you have trusted vendors? Do you know what requires quick action or what can be scheduled for a later date? This is where systems matter. Because when something goes sideways, you don't want to start making emotional decisions. You want to process something predictable. Number 3, have a vacancy plan B. A lot of owners assume the property will rent immediately if it's listed, and sometimes it does, sometimes it does not, like in today's market, not quick rentals. So your plan B should answer this. What if it takes longer? What if the pricing needs to be adjusted? What if the property condition is holding it back? What if the photos, showing strategy, or timing needs to change? Vacancy is not always about bad luck. Sometimes it's about not reacting quickly enough. Number 4, have a communication plan B. This one matters more than people realize, and it applies to both landlords and tenants. When something changes, who gets updated, how fast, and what's the next step? Owners get really frustrated when they feel like they're chasing information. Even when the issue itself is something really small, poor communication makes it feel bigger. A good plan B includes communication standards, not just repair standards, right? Number 5, have a decision-making plan B. This is a big one for self-managing owners. When something unexpected happens, are you prepared to make clear, timely decisions? Or are you going to hesitate, which may end up costing you more money? Waiting too long to approve a repair can make damage worse. Waiting long to price a property correctly can extend vacancy. And waiting too long to respond to repairs can create unnecessary friction. But you don't need to panic, you just need to decide. The Verizon delay that day reminded me that even well-planned days can fall apart quickly. The answer is not to expect perfection, but to have a backup plan before you need it. This is true in travel and definitely true in rental property ownership. The owners who handle problems best are not usually the perfect ones with the perfect properties. They're the ones with clear systems, realistic expectations, reserves in place, and have a plan B ready when the day does not go the way they thought it would. So I'm Christy with Wellspring Property Management, and if you have a rental property in Ridgecrest, California, or in the Central Valley of California and want help building a better system for maintenance, communication, vacancy planning, or even the unexpected, give me a call or DM me. Have a great day.